Hello again. Every human culture, as far back in history as we can see, has had bonding rituals which involve rhythmic movement, music, communal chanting, or singing in unison. Often, all these are combined into ceremonies which make people feel a common sense of purpose with their neighbours. They bring us together and act as a kind of social glue. They hold communities and societies together. 50 years ago, rituals of this kind would be performed by all children from the ages of 5 to 16 or 18. They would begin the day by singing together and then all bow their heads together and all close their eyes together and all chant together. Many would visit a church every week and perform the same rituals there, bowing their head, closing their eyes, reciting the Lord's Prayer. They were also exposed, both at school and church, to a collective set of creation myths and writings which provided a common foundation for morality. There were the Ten Commandments, for example. These were absolutes, in that as part of those bonding rituals which entailed communal singing and chanting, they learned that stealing was absolutely and unconditionally wrong. But murder and telling lies were also wrong, as was adultery. In this way, the rising generation in this country both acquired a unified identity as members of society and also became indoctrinated with a code of behaviour which was to the benefit of that society. No such unifying rituals now exist for the average white English child. Nor is there an absolute code of morality such as that enshrined in the Bible and exemplified by the Ten Commandments. Instead, they learn a random hodgepodge of vague ideas from a dozen different religions, none of which they are invited to obey. They're rather presented as curiosities from an anthropological point of view. The result is each member of our society now creates his or her own morality. And it is far from certain that this is an improvement on the old system. None of this, of course, has any reference to religion as such. Whether the Bible is true or the Ten Commandments were handed down by the Lord or whatever doesn't matter in the slightest. The fact is that the communal singing and chanting and the inculcation of a moral code was good for the unity of society and provided a set of instructions for how to live in that society. This is, of course, why Muslim communities in this country have a strength and unity of purpose quite lacking elsewhere. There, most children do take part in communal chanting. They are given a strict moral code and a set of rules which must be followed at risk of eternal damnation if they are disregarded. The majority of adults, especially men, also take part in communal rituals like this, bonding rituals. They all stand up at the same time, they bow down at the same time, they chant the same words together. It unifies them as a community, it gives them a common purpose. We've chosen, under the leadership of progressive and with it types, to abandon all those rituals, and so our own society is crumbling, and every man's hand is against everybody else, and it's dog eats dog. No wonder Islam grows stronger by the day in Britain, while the majority white culture seems to grow ever weaker and more fragmented.